Hello, and welcome to Kontakt 5, the most intuitive program on the market to make your own virtual instrument. So now that you've cut up all your audio files, have them open in a Finder window separate to the Kontakt system here, or you can open them up in the Files menu here in Kontakt. What you're then going to do is then double-click here to create a brand new instrument. Now you can also do that by dragging and dropping one file, but I don't recommend it, because it then applies the note to all the keys, and we don't want that necessarily. So now that you've got this, you can name it New Instrument, and what you want to do is click here on the spanner, and that drops down and lets us see a whole lot of settings. The only one we're interested in at the moment is the mapping editor. So the mapping editor allows us to map specific audio files to certain notes, and I'll show you an example of that. So I'm going to drag this here, the book in a loud audio file here, onto one note. Now you can see here it now applies to a lot of notes. So if I click here, you can hear it actually changes the pitch of the original note as well. So we don't necessarily want that. So what I'm going to do is click here and drag it in so it only applies to the C. You can also do that as you drag it. So as I'm dragging it on, you can see that the further up, the wider it actually goes and applies to all the notes, if I go right to the top. And if I move it closer down to the bottom, it applies to one note. And that's what we want at the moment. So that's what we're going to do there. All right, so there's our two audio files that we're going to use. I'll get rid of that one for now. And as you can see, if I hit this at any point now, it's going to sound the same. Whether I hit it soft or loud, it's going to sound the same. So we don't necessarily want that. What we want now is to adjust it so it hits a certain velocity. So I'm going to drag that right up to the top. Now, if you'll remember, velocity means how hard you hit the key, or the speed at which you hit the key, which gives it a certain number between 0 or 1 and 127. So 127 is the maximum, so we want our loud sound to be up around there. And I'm dragging the minimum for the loud sound to be at around 106. Alright, so if I only hit below those velocities, you'll see this red dot, that's showing how hard or the velocity I'm hitting at. It's not playing anything until I hit a certain amount there, and it hits that velocity. But that's why we have our other recordings. So if you have a loud one, and a medium and a soft and different dynamics, you can have the different tone colors of that instrument. So now I dragged and dropped the medium sound, and I'm going to put it at 105 now. So right underneath the range of that. So now I have two dynamics. I've got the loud, and here's the soft, or the medium. So a bit more in between. But I don't want that to apply to the softest note. So I'm going to drag that right up to about 71. And finally, I'm going to add the soft. That's what it sounds like, so we'll just move that here. And now we're going to put that there, and that's from 1 to 70. So now we've got the soft, the medium, and the loud sound. Let's listen to that. So we can hear a clear gradation from soft, medium, and loud, and it sounds very authentic to the original instrument. In the next video, we'll look at how to add a round robin so it can sound even more authentic.